Hi, it's Helen Tarrant. Hey, and welcome to another episode of Commercial Property Roadshow. You're here with Helen Tarrant. I'm actually in the city today, walking around and having some meetings. So I'm here at World Square, and I thought I'd do a quick video to show you guys, just what's happening around here. It is actually quite vibrant. We're about to see Chinese New Year coming up in the next couple of months. You can see the cow in the background, or the year of the ox. But I guess the main thing that I wanted to talk to you about today, more than anything else, is that about clusters and about how you can see at the back that we have a lot of different hubs and what to look for in the hub, and also just when you are out there searching for a commercial property, what is it that you should be looking for in terms of a hub? Because people talk about a hub. It's one of those things that people throw out there and say, hey, what is in a hub? It's really good, it's well located, it's got all these other shops that's locally, or often you meet an agent who goes, oh yeah, this isn't a great location, it's got Chemist Warehouse down the road, it's got a Bunnings 2 streets away, and it's got this restaurant, that restaurant, it's got this this type of tenant, that type of tenant. But is that really applicable to you, and how do you know that is applicable to you? So this is what I want to cover today in this video, because we're obviously, I'm in World Square, we're in one of the central areas in Sydney. We've got office spaces here, we've got childcare upstairs, which is another great innovation to see that you've got different types of, so you've got childcare up there, different hubs, different businesses working together. But when you are buying a property and you are buying a office space or a restaurant or warehouse in the middle of a park, a business park, or you're buying one as part of a building, what is it that makes it so essential? Well, for me, if I'm going for an inspection, I always will go and take a photo of what's on the board, so I can see the different doctors, the different type of tenants, the different type of people that are there. That's the number one thing. I'll probably research into what they do to see how they blend with me. I'm looking for, firstly, how much competition there is to the current business that I'm buying into. So when I talk about business, I mean the type of tenant that's there. So if your tenant is up for 10 people around a 500 or kilometer or 2 kilometer radius that serves exactly and does exactly what they have, it may be a good thing or it may be a bad thing. It might draw the people in there, or it might be a deterrent because they're losing business to someone next door, or they might be losing business to someone across the road from them, and that's not what you want. Also, if you are buying into a professional hub, what is it that you're looking at? So I would be looking at the reputation of the other tenants. So if I was a psychologist and I was buying into an office space, and I was buying and they're psychology type tenants, then I would be wanting to know what's around there. So is it supporting services what I do? Is it people that will refer to me? Is there people that will work in synergy with what I do? And I would often bring that up with the agent or have a look around the location map on Google Maps to see what that is. Because you see, ultimately, it is all about working in synergies to get businesses to work. Because we've come to a place now where businesses are relying on each other to actually make their business thrive and boom. You don't look at everyone as a competition, but you look at them as how can they support my ecosystem to actually make my business successful. So while I talk about business, what I'm really referring to is your tenant. You have to make an arm's length assessment of your tenant and see if they're going to survive in the long term, and how versatile is it? I mean, do they actually have things in place, not just for COVID, but to deal with clients, to deal with losing a key staff member? These are questions that I know that some of you won't be able to get during your due diligence with the tenant, but by researching what's around there, the other type of tenants that's in the actual complex, the kind of traffic that comes through that hub, and also the kind of amenities that's available and the fit out, so you can guess the type and the level of type tenants, that is actually going to give you a really good estimate and an assessment of the type of tenant and the business and how that's tracking and how that will track in the future, and also the type of tenant you're going to track if this tenant does leave. And so it gives you a good assessment of it. And of course, always reach out to the tenant. You have to get the vendor's permission, but we always try to reach out to tenant to talk to them or to go in there, be a customer, try in every way possible. Remember, they are third party. to the transaction, so they're not obligated to give you any information, but you can do a lot of digging around and find that information if you are clever. And there's lots of resources online, and also just reach out to the tenant, have a conversation. Most of them are much happier to know that they're getting a new landlord and that's going to support them in their business journey, rather than be one of those landlords that's going to be very difficult to deal with. So if you make that up front and it's just a chat about how their business is tracking, that's all that needs to be. And you don't need to ask for specific, like give me your BAS statement or give me your tax returns or profit or loss. It's actually about just reaching out and say, how are you managing your business? So if it's an Ally Health, they'll have a practice manager. Sometimes if you're buying into an accounting or law firm, you get to speak to the principal or someone who's managing the practice. All of those things help to add up to see if finally they are going to be the type of business you want to buy, the type of tenant you want to invest in your commercial property. So hopefully that's been helpful for you. If you want more information about particular types of businesses, or you want information about whether that's a suitable type of tenant for that premise, then reach out to me at helentarrant.com, send me a message, and I'll look forward to helping you and jumping on the call. In the meantime, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.